Welcome to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. It is... John, you hear that?
Yeah, it is
You hear
nice.
that? What's that?
That's a Friday audience.
That's a Friday audience right there. 100%. You can cut that audience open and count the rings of Friday in there. It's been a great week for everybody, especially Donald Trump. I'm sorry, I meant to say horrible week. Because the Democrats in Congress have demanded his tax returns, his financial records, and the full Mueller report. And to embarrass him next, they're going to ask him what his children's birthdays are. I plead the 5th of June. Is that one of them? How about the 4th of July? That's something, right? And it's all got a sting for him because Donald Trump is obsessed with being liked. That's why so many people can't stand him. And the New York Times recently uncovered some secret marketing ratings that Trump is not going to enjoy. It's called an E-score, which marketing executives, network television stations, and advertisers rely on to figure out which personalities appeal to audiences and which do not. It works a lot better than celebrity Yelp reviews. Met Tom Hanks, very pleasant, but no public bathroom, 1 star. And Donald Trump does not do well in these E-ratings. His overall strong negative appeal was 39%, compared to a strong positive appeal of just 14%. Yeah, that's not good. The last celebrity to do that badly on an E-score was syphilis. Syphilis needs a new PR team. New PR team. An E-score measures the appeal and awareness of celebrities and also tracks how individuals score on more than 40 personality and physical attributes. Who has 40 attributes? If you asked me to describe my best friend, I'd say he's like medium height, brown hair, eats food. Is that a person? And the characteristics most associated with the president were aggressive and mean. 2 of the rejected 7 dwarves. Although Trump is also dopey, grumpy, sleepy, and prefers people who are Snow White. Trump.
Well then.
Members of the Aryan Nation are here tonight. Trump also scored high for being confident and creepy. I believe they got confident and creepy by polling a representative sample of flags. By the way, confident and creepy is the same combination score you'd give a spider in your shower. I'm like 10,000 times your size. Why are you crawling toward me? But here's the part Trump's really not gonna like. His lowest scores were for the attributes of sexy, handsome, and physically fit. Now, look, I don't know how they came up with that other than looking at this picture, or this picture, or this picture, or this picture, or this picture. But look, that was totally unfair of me. It was probably this picture. And Trump also doesn't score highly with members of his own political party, according to a new book called The Hill to Die On. Apparently, in an infrastructure meeting with fellow Republicans last year, the president impressed the assembled lawmakers with his apparent interest, scribbling furious notes. But upon closer inspection, Trump's writing had nothing to do with infrastructure. Instead, Trump had scrawled "Slappy Steve" atop his index card, followed by copious notes criticizing Steve Bannon. I have a feeling that sort of stuff happens all the time. Sir, that was your briefing. Any questions about our special forces movement in Syria? Just one. What do you think of this picture I drew of Chuck Schumer humping a unicorn? Okay? It's based on a true story. Now, the book also talks about a time back in 2016 when Donald Trump was considering adding Mike Pence to his ticket. He called up Representative Steve Scalise to solicit his opinion. Scalise praised the now vice president, who, unbeknownst to him, happened to be sitting with Trump and listening to the whole conversation. Yes, you can see it all on Trump's new prank show, Pantsed! And after the prank phone call, Scalise joked that he was an unwitting participant in the vetting of Mike Pence in front of Mike Pence. That's not really a joke, Steve. That's just a blunt description of what actually happened. Hey, did you hear about the chicken who crossed the road? No? Well, now you have. The book also has damning stories about Jared Kushner. On the campaign trail, the Kush was shocked to learn that it costs the government $750 per day to keep an undocumented child in the United States, quipping, "They might as well put them up at the Four Seasons Hotel in Georgetown." Well, I think I speak for all undocumented children when I say, sure.